Hey guys, in this video I'm going to be making comparison of all of my magnetic 3x3s. So, I have 12 magnetic 3x3s and not including like different variants of each product. I'm pretty sure I have every single magnetic cube available on cubicle.us and an extra one, which I'll be talking about near the end. Big hint, this one. So yeah, I don't have any light magnetic cubes, which actually works for this comparison since then, like different magnet strengths won't affect how I think about it. Anyways, let's just get into it. Starting off with the GTS2M. So, I really like this cube. When it's not magnetized, this cube, I mean, it's still good and it's relatively stable, but the magnets just make it a whole lot better. I couldn't really get that good times on the regular GTS2 because it was just too fast for me. And this, even the magnetic version is a bit fast for me, but it's much better since the magnets keep in control. The turning it's really smooth when you're not thinking of the magnets, and the magnets of course give it that slight bumpy and I guess kind of clicky feeling that we love about it. And magnets overall, in my opinion, work really well in GTS2M, turning a relatively unstable and kind of too fast cube into a really nice one that's main worthy for many cubers. Next up, the Cubicle Pro M. This cube, even by itself, is one of the most stable and controllable I've ever felt, and the magnets just amplify that even more. It's so stable and controllable, and because of that, I very rarely lock up. I also don't know why, but it seems to work really well for OH. That might just be me, and possibly the influence of Anton, but I just think it is. Probably because of how stable it is. Like when you're doing like weird one-handed finger tricks, it stays in control. So if you're a one-handed solver, I recommend this cube very much. Possibly the light version though. Anyways, the turning itself is kind of crunchy, and of course, like all cubes these days, basically it's pretty smooth. Also, but not in a butter way. It's the most prominent feature, other than the bumpiness of the magnets, is the crunchiness. In fact, that might even overpower the bump of the magnets. It's not that fast, but that works for me, since I tend to prefer more controllable cubes rather than extremely fast ones like the GTS2. So yeah, overall, I think magnets work really well for this cube, turning it from an already stable cube into possibly the most stable cube on the market. So, next up, one of the cheapest magnetic cubes that I have, the MF3RS2M. It's only like, the stickless version is less than $30, which is insane for a Cubicle Lab product. Anyways, this is an extremely smooth cube, one of the smoothest in my entire collection, and though it has relatively strong magnets, it doesn't really hinder the smoothness much at all. In fact, I'd say the magnet strength is actually not that strong now that I think about it, compared to some of my other ones. It's relatively strong though. The point is that it's still very smooth, and I really enjoy the feeling of it. It's really buttery, and I really enjoy the feeling. It's kind of like a cliche Moyu cube, since obviously they try to keep the cubes just really smooth in general. I think that they did their best job with that on this cube. And I don't have a regular MF3RS2, so I can't really compare it to that, but from what I've heard, it's not as good as the Yushin Little Magic, but I have the magnetic version of the Yushin Little Magic and this, and I like this more than the Yushin. That might just be because of the lube job, but also it might be that magnets really help the MF3RS too. Yeah. Now, the famous first mass-produced magnetic cube ever, the cubical Waylon GTSM. In the early stages, the cubicle's magnets were pretty strong. I think that the magnets in this, though they do work well, I believe it's a bit too strong and it would benefit from slightly lighter magnets. It's still quite a nice feeling though. It's nice. It's a nice bumpy feeling, and it's kind of buttery smooth, though that's kind of masked behind the bumpy feeling. It's really bumpy, and magnets are pretty noticeable even in the sound. And that's above the sound of the GTS in general, which is really loud. I'm pretty sure that I would like a lighter version of the magnets, a cube with lighter magnets better, but I think that it does work relatively well in GTS, a bumpy feeling, considering how fast it is. Stronger magnets are not bad, really. Anyways, I like strong magnets in general, so yeah. Next, the Yan 3M. This actually isn't the CH version, otherwise I would get a stick list for sure. But it's basically the same cube since it's a Yan 3 that's been magnetized. I mean, the magnets might be a little bit different, but it should be relatively the same. So, I've heard that the Yan 3 isn't that stable cube, and that it would be good for one-handed but not two-handed because it's not very stable. Well, if the magnets completely get rid of the problem. This cube is very stable, and weirdly enough, it's kinda slow, even though most people say that this cube's really fast. It might just be because of the lube or the magnets, but yeah. Also, that might just, I'm pretty sure it's not the magnets. It's just the lube. So if you want to get a CHN 3M, I don't think you have to do anything to worry about in terms of speed. Anyways, this is it's a different kind of magnetic feeling than most of them. It's hard to describe how different it is. It's just like, it's pretty noticeable, but it doesn't hinder anything at all. One problem you might experience on this cube are corner twists. I know, like, cubers, like crazy bad cubers, said they don't have any problems with that, but this is like one of the cubes I corner twist most frequently on, and that's kind of a problem, especially with my turning style, which is of one that's very prone to corner twists. So if you get corner twists on cubes in general, on any cube in general, then this cube probably isn't for you, because then you'll just corner twist a bunch and get really frustrated. But if you have more an accurate turning style, and like you barely corner twist, then this cube will be very good for you, since it's very stable, controllable, and I've broken many PVs on this before in the past. And also, I'm pretty sure that if I like clean this out and did some better lube to it, then it could be fast. So, and judging from how it is now, it can also be slow. So basically, for no matter what speed you want cubes to be, I think this cube would work well for you. It's very stable and has pretty high potential because of how you can change the speed of it very easily. Now, getting to I think the cheapest cube in this in all these cubes, the what do you call it? Z magnetic 3x3, otherwise known as the MF3RS-M. Like with the MF3RS-2, I don't have the base version of this, but people say that it feels kind of cheap, but I don't really feel that with this cube. So that's a plus of the magnets, or it may just be the lube job. But this cube is really smooth, almost as smooth as the V2 of this, and the bumpiness of the magnets, it's pretty strong, but it's not like a bad amount of strength. Since I don't think I really hear about people praising this cube for its stability. The stability added from the magnets is a big plus. I mean, it always is, but I feel like it is especially for this cube. It's basically just buttery smooth and bumpy because it's such a plain feeling, I feel, because it's such a cheap cube, but it is very nice, especially considering that I don't think this is fully broken in. It does feel a little bit gummy, so if I break it in more, then it'll probably get even better. So yeah, if you're on a tight budget and you want a magnetic cube, you should probably go for this one. Now, to the Valk Power M. As some of you may know, the Valk Power M is my main, so I do have a bit of bias towards it, but I'm going to try to be as objective as possible. This cube is really smooth and has a pretty soft feeling. I think you've heard that a million times from everybody, but it's true. The magnets are one of the weakest I've ever felt in a cube, but I think it works relatively well for this cube specifically. Because of how weak the magnets are, it's not that stable, but it's pretty good in terms of stability. Just not anything to write home about. The magnets, you can barely feel it when you're turning it quickly, and sometimes when I have this and the non-magnetic version the same bag or something, I can't tell the difference between it without looking at the logo. Like one time when I took a cube out of the bag that looked like it, and I started doing turns, I was like, oh, this is the magnetic version. And I looked at the bottom and it was actually not. So it's not very noticeable, but it does add that subtle hint of stability, which I really like about magnets, and what I'm pretty sure all of you do too. So there's that. So if you want a cube that with a light magnetic feeling but adds a decent amount of stability to the cube, and you want a really smooth cube, then you should probably go with this one. Not saying that because it's my main, just recommending it like that. Now to my previous name, the Cubicle Valk M. This is also basically one of the first magnetic cubes, right after the GTSM, of course. It's really buttery smooth, and right now a little bit, it probably sounds weird, but it's kind of dry and gummy at the same time. I don't really know why. I have done a lot of salsa, and that's why it's dry, but I don't know why it's gummy. Anyways, magnets, they're kind of noticeable when you're salting, but not like really. It's kind of like in the medium, maybe closer to strong than light, but it's really, I think, kind of balanced. So it's along with its buttery smooth feeling, it's pretty crunchy, I guess, similar to the Valk Pro M. And I think that the magnet strength, this is pretty much the ideal magnet strength for me. I mean, I might prefer a slightly weaker or stronger one, but this is fine. And now to a very popular cube right now, the Cube Beginner SM. I mean, this is a cubicle version. You can't tell that because the logo is missing, but it's the cubicle version. This cube, it's really smooth, and it's like, it might be the smoothest cube in my collection. I'm not sure of that, but it's definitely a possibility. It's basically just that, completely buttery smooth and a little bit bumpy because of the magnets. I think that the magnets in the SM are just the slightest bit too strong. That's just my opinion though. Like, people like Lazy Monkey said that the magnet strength is perfect for them. It's just my opinion that they're a bit strong. It's just for me though. It does add a good amount of stability though, so this is a pretty stable cube. A weird problem I have with this cube is that I overshoot a little bit sometimes, despite the relatively strong magnets. I don't know if that's just my problem, because I have a pretty rough turning style, but yeah, just telling you in case you have one, a rough turning style. So yeah, this cube, it is really good. That's just probably one of the biggest things that deters me from making it my main. Now, the predecessor to that cube, again, 0UM. This is actually Max Park Signature Edition. And I don't know if I can't really talk about it that well right now because it's kind of dead. Like, I did a bunch of weird stuff to like added loop, and then like I took it apart, and this is when I was just experimenting with looping core. I thought that loop cool silk would work well, so I just took apart the cube and put some loop cool silk on the core, and it was really good for a while, but now it's kind of garbage. I'm kind of sad. I ruined a cube that there's only 639 of in the entire world. I knew I shouldn't have done anything good. So, I think I can remember how it was like in its prime. It was a pretty fast cube, and now and then it's really stable. The M slices, even now, are also pretty good. They're a little slow because of the bad lube I did to it, but when it was in its prime, it was really good. So yeah, that I really can't speak much more about it because of how dead it is right now. Also, it was really nice and smooth, and the bump from magnets was a really good one. I think a really good strength. So yeah, that is just the Max Park edition though. It might be a little bit different if you have the regular version, which should be around the same as that. So yeah. Now, getting to, I believe, the only one that's not actually on the market, the Pulsar's Zanchi M. So, my friend magnetized this cube well, not that recently, like actually a while ago, and he called like his Surface Pulsar Premium. It's a joke because it combined PQ Shop Cosmic and Cubicle Premium, but I think it's a pretty cool name. So yeah, the Pulsar Zanchi M. It's a bit gummy right now because I don't use it super often, but it's, I believe, quite a bit smoother than it was normally. Probably just because of the loop though. As for the turn in general, like all Zanchis, it's pretty smooth. I mean, not just from the loop. And also, the magnets, they are relatively light in this cube, but in my opinion, it works pretty well for Zanchi, because it's not that fast, so really strong magnets would probably just make the turning super heavy and just not pleasant to turn. I mean, it might benefit from slightly stronger magnets, but I think it pretty much works in this cube. So if you want to magnetize your Zanshi, then I would recommend putting lighter magnets in, but not too light. I mean, that's just my opinion though, since I don't really like the light magnet cubes. So yeah, not much else to say about it. It's just smooth and controllable like all Zanshis basically. And strangely enough, I basically don't get pops. Partly because the magnets provide a good amount of stability to it. So if you're worried about that, then you shouldn't, unless you put really loose tensions on it, which I wouldn't recommend at all on any cube really. Now finally, the CH Yushin Little Magic M. This cube, it's strange. When I got it out of the box, it was so ridiculously loose, and I tightened it so much, and it's still really loose. So yeah, just watch out for that. Expect maybe even a pop when you first get it out of the box. Though I didn't get one. It's possible, probably. So yeah, now that I've tightened it quite a bit, it is still a tad bit loose, I think. I might have to tension a little more, but it's a pretty good strength right now. The magnets are really light, but when you turn them slowly, you can notice them quite significantly, and even when you're turning it quickly, you can notice it a little bit. It's mostly not that bumpy, it's just kind of clicky, I guess. And the Yushin Little Magic in general is really smooth, so this is, and it's a pretty nice feeling. It's kind of, I guess, yeah, it's not as much buttery smooth. I think this is more of a silky smooth feeling. I think it's a good feeling, and since it's so smooth and fast, the magnets really help in this case. Though it's not perfect since the magnets are really light, and this cube right now is very fast. I'm probably gonna have to put some silk and tighten it some more if I want to really use it. I do overshoot quite a bit on this when I'm turning in normal solves, so be warned that probably will happen to you. So yeah, overall, all these cubes are really nice, but if you wanted my personal recommendation on which one you should get, I would recommend you get one of these this is, in my opinion, the better half. I don't know if you can see them all. You can't. There. These are the better half. And if you want my, just a top 3 or something like that, I probably would not recommend the MF3RS2M. It's really good for the price, but I don't think it's quite up there. I can get really good times on it though, because I got a sub 11 average of 12, which I basically never do. This cube, I think it works better for one-handed solving. That's just my opinion though. It might work well for you, because I also have broken some 2 or 3 PBs with it. So yeah. And the GTS2M, if you like really fast cubes, then it would work really well for you, since it even adds a bit of control. But for those of you that are most looking for stability and controllability, this cube isn't for you. If you want my top recommendations, I would recommend one of these 3 cubes: the Valk Power M, the Valk M, or the Ganner SM. The benefits of this cube are that it's really smooth, soft, and it's relatively controllable, but it has a good amount of speed. The Valk M, it's probably the slowest out of all these, but it can still be a very fast cube when you've fully broken it in. And it's also a very controllable cube. I almost never lose control on this cube. So if you're looking most for controllability and or stability, then I think this one is the cube for you. And the SM, if you're wanting pure buttery smooth turning and with a good amount of stability and controllability, then this one's probably for you. It's very nice. So yeah, these are my top 3 choices. These are my top 6 choices. But overall, I think they're all very nice cubes. So you can't really go wrong with any of them. So yeah, if you enjoyed my huge magnetic cube comparison, make sure to click the like button. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.